Welcome to Tottenham. Welcome back to the Premier League. Great to have you back.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
You said in the summer that in your first news conference in your new job, you'd be smiling, and you certainly are.
First of all, I think I have to, and I do it. I do it with a bit of sadness, but I have to do it. I have to speak about Maurício. I have to congratulate him for the work he did, and I have to share with you what we already share indoors, which is this club will be always his home. This training ground will be always his training ground. He can come when he wants, when he miss the players, when he miss the people that he work with. The door is always open for him. And from my experience, tomorrow is another day, and you will find happiness again. You will find a great club again, and you will have a great future. Would be in modern days very bad news if this is the last time he loses his job, because that's our life. The point is we give everything every day like he did at the club, and to live obviously with a sad feeling, but to live with the feeling that he did a great work. So I would like just to say that, because it's what everybody at the club feels about it. He will be always welcome.
On a scale of 1 to 10, Jose, where would you put that happiness? And also on a scale of 1 to 10, how difficult a job will it be to just take Spurs that extra step to win trophies?
Happiness-wise and convincement that my choice was a great one, a 10. I couldn't be happier. In relation to the difficulty of the job, every time a club changes at mid-season is because the situation is not good. That's obvious. Unless something strange happens that we don't know outside, basically the results sometimes make these decisions. And of course it's not easy, but if I forget, I can't forget, but if I forget that in 2 days I have a match, if I forget that in 4 days I have another match, and that we need results, and that we have objectives, if I can forget that, I wouldn't say a great job, because the potential of the club is huge, the potential of the players is great. I'm so happy. It was one of the reasons why I come, was because the vision that Mr. Levy put in front of me about his club, and the quality of the players, the quality of the squad, were the main reasons why I decided to come. So I know that I have potentially a great job in my hands. That's not easy, because I need to be balanced. I cannot think that I can come and in 2 days or 4 days to change things. I don't have a great experience of getting teams in mid-season. It's only the second time I do it. I did it in Porto in I think 2001, and but I thought about it during these months, because I had obviously the feeling that I'm going to get a team mid-season. So I thought about it a lot, and the conclusion was I'm going to have always a game 2 days after my appointment or 3 days after. I always thought that these 11 months were not a waste of time. These 11 months were months to think, to analyze, to rethink, to prepare, to anticipate things. And I think so. I think you never lose your DNA, you never lose your identity. You are what you are, for the good things, for the bad things. But I had time to think about many things. Don't ask me what are the mistakes, but I realized that during my career I also made mistakes, and I'm not going to make the same mistakes. I'm going to make new mistakes, not the same mistakes. So I had time. I think I'm stronger, and when I say I'm stronger, I'm not saying I'm fitter. I was always fit, but I think I'm stronger by the emotional point of view. I'm relaxed. I'm motivated. I'm ready, and I think the players they felt that in 2 days. I think they felt that I'm ready.
Spurs fans know you as Mr. Chelsea. What are you going to do? What do you need to do to get them on side and win them over?
No, I think they have to see me as Mr. Inter, Mr. Real Madrid, Mr. Porto. I think they have to see me as Mr. Club, which means every club that I go, as I used to say in a funny way, I arrive, I wear the pyjama of the club, and I even sleep with the pyjama. I work and I sleep. You know, tracksuit, pyjama, you confuse the tracksuit with the pyjama. So that's the way I am. I am a club man, but many clubs man. If I play against one of my teams, which I did many, many times, you know, I have only one shirt, I have only one passion, I have only one thing in my mind, which is my clubs, and now is Spurs. I won the Champions League with Porto, and 3 months later I was playing against Porto. And that's just life, and that's the way it is. So I'm not Chelsea, I'm not United, I'm not Real Madrid, I'm not Inter. I am all of them. I give everything to all of them, and that's what I'm going to do here, is to give absolutely everything I have.
Jose, welcome back to London.
Thank you.
15 years ago when I interviewed you...
So I'm going to meet you every time after the game.
Yeah, is that okay?
In cold tunnels after the game, freezing, you are going to be there all the time, man.
Life could be worse?
Could be worse. You are a good guy. You are one of the good ones. I was always humble. The problem is that you didn't understand that. I was always humble, in my way. In my way.
Is Tottenham the biggest challenge you had in your career because of the need of the club to start winning titles, and because of the big expectations that everyone have on you of your comeback?
I see every challenge with the same responsibility. I cannot answer to you in a very objective way. Is my challenge in this moment?
If you have already a Christmas list to the next transfer market, and if Bruno Fernandes is in it?
Christmas list?
For the transfer market. Players.
I'm thinking about gifts I have to give to the people I love, and that is always a problem, because I always like to give the best gifts. I always try to be very analytical and try to understand what people would love as a gift. Players, the best gift is the ones that are here. I don't need players. I don't need players. I'm so happy with the players I have. I just need time to understand them better, to know everything about them. Because I always say, you only know a player when you work with them. Of course, how many times I watch these guys, how many times I play against them. I know them well, but you never know them well enough until you work with them. And my gift is this squad. The squad is very, very good.
Could you tell us how you felt when you woke up in the morning and you were Tottenham's manager?
This morning I woke up in here in the training ground. I stayed. We worked yesterday until very, very late, and we all stayed in the lodge. And if we were trying to find a 6-star hotel, we couldn't find better than in here. Absolutely amazing. Great beds, huge pillows. Huge pillows, amazing. You sleep in the middle of 5 or 6 huge soft pillows, very, very good. Expensive duvet. Expensive duvet, so good. So this morning I woke up with all my guys, 7 o'clock, and start working. So that's what I want. Really, really happy. So I told them that one of the reasons why I decided to come was them. I tried to buy some of them for different clubs. I couldn't. Some of them I didn't even try because you know how impossible it is. But I like this squad very, very much. I like the players very, very much. It's not something new that I say that. It's not like, okay, now you are their manager, you are telling that because you want to look nice for them. That's not the point. I told that 2, 3, 4 years ago. So I'm really, really happy. When I don't win, I cannot be happy. And I cannot change that in my DNA. And I hope I can influence the players of not be happy without winning football matches. If you are happy by losing football matches, it's difficult to be a winner in any moment of your career. That's a basic principle. But the emotional control, to keep the self-esteem, to keep confidence in yourself, to show confidence to the others, to keep confidence in the other ones that work with you and around you, I think this is a very, very important principle. And another thing that I also have to learn, but the people that works with me, they have also to learn, is that sometimes you have to work with people that you don't love and work well. And the other thing is that people that works for you and with you, they have also to learn how to share your principles. And I have principles that I will keep for the rest of my career and that I cannot change. And one of these principles is I don't like to lose. I don't want to make big changes. As I was saying before, I want to respect the base, and the base is the work they did for 5.5 years. It's not the work they did for 2 days. The work they did for 2 days is, we hope that it is a plus, that it is an update, is not a change. The base is what they did before. This is not about me. This is not about me coming here and say everything was wrong with Maurício. Not at all. Not at all. I just come to try to understand why in the last year the results in the Beriemrelieg were not good, and to try to understand how I can help them to reach again a good level.
You are a, let us say, serial winner. Do you think not winning the final in the Champions League play a toll in the squad of Mauricio Pochettino?
I don't know, because I never lost a Champions League final. But I can imagine it's not easy.
In terms of style of play, what kind of game we will see Tottenham playing?
Very similar to before. That's what I keep saying. Very similar to before. Of course, I'm going to try to add some details, and sometimes details they can make the difference. And progressively, we will arrive, obviously, to a fingerprint. But the style of play has to be always adapted, not just to the club culture, but especially to the players' qualities. And the players are only big when they make the others better. You cannot be a big player if you just think about yourself. That's another principle. To be a big player, you have to make other better. If I have players that they think they are big and they just care about themselves and they forget to help others to be big, we are always going to have a problem. That's modern football. You know, when my father was a player, and before the Bosman law, the players used to play 20 years in the same club, every day with the same player next to him, the same guy on the right side in the dressing room, the same centre back in front of the keeper, for 15 years, for 20 years. In this moment, in relation to players after Bosman law, everything changed. In relation to us coaches, because in some part because of you, we lost that stability. There is lots of pressure. Even for the nature of society now, it looks like everything is fast. Even the relationships are fast. Players can get tired of each other. They can get tired of the manager. Everything looks like is faster. So we need to change. So when I went to Manchester United, we are not even speaking about Tottenham Hotspurs. When I went to Manchester United, if I stay in England only for Chelsea, I'll have to be waiting for a third opportunity. Probably third opportunity, another Premier League, because every time I go there, I win the Premier League. But that's not the point. So I went to Manchester United with a free mind, with a free heart. Manchester United occupied my heart, even with things that I didn't enjoy too much, but I loved so much of the Manchester United things, the fans, the people that works in the club. I just love it. And now it's about Spurs, and I just hope that I can be really, really happy here, make people happy, and there is not a bigger, let's say, fan than myself. If somebody in the world wants Spurs to win, wants Spurs to be successful, there is not one person that wants more than me. Probably the same, but not more than me. So Chelsea is past, great past. You know, two periods of titles, great past, but it's past.
Win the Premier League the following year.
We cannot win the Premier League this season. We can. I'm not saying we will do. We can win next season. Everything started with Mr. Levy's vision for the club that he shared with me in a very, very specific way that impressed me. But, you know, I wouldn't come to a club where with the big, you know, I don't know the word in English, with the big décalage, French, I don't know, between what I think is a good level of players and the level of the team. I think we have a very good squad, we have good young players coming. I don't know in detail, but is an academy that normally produces good talents.